One of the things that dawned on us, because we had no plans for this when we started out in Haiti, was a lot of the children were older and aging out of orphanages, but there were no jobs. And so we said, well, if there aren't any jobs, can we create any jobs? And so we started a ministry called 2911, which is for Jeremiah 29:11, which says, I know the plans I have for you, the plans for a hope and for a future. And so we started several small businesses. We started a goat breeding operation, a chicken operation. We had motos that we had bought and given to some of the young men to use as taxis. We started a sewing business. We bought a building in downtown Jeremy where we put the sewing business upstairs, and then downstairs a bakery. And again, these didn't create jobs for every single kid that were coming out of those orphanages, but it did for a lot of them. And it was an opportunity to learn how to work and learn how a business works. We also had 4 young people who were very bright and who had qualified to go to medical school in Cuba, but they didn't have the means to go do that. And so we said, well, their hope and their future might just be doctors who can come back to Haiti and practice. And so we found sponsors for each one of them, and they're all in Cuba, excelling, doing extremely well, I believe in their 4th year of medical school, with the hope that they will graduate and someday come back. And then we also partnered with a couple of other organizations, and we actually bought a radio station that has the bandwidth to reach the entire country of Haiti. 2911 has gone in a lot of different directions, and we never envisioned, but again, the idea is let's give a hope, let's give a future to these kids. I was asked, what's your favorite memory, of Haiti? And boy, that is an impossible question to answer because there are so many. But I think of Malibu, which is a beach that is not too far from the Emmanuel Children's Village, and a place where we could take the kids on the bus and actually get them in the water, that they would be able to swim, to actually go in the ocean. And a lot of them grew up on an island but had never been to the ocean. And so you'd go out in the water with 3 or 4 of them, they'd be hanging all over you, just having the time of their lives. And I remember I had this little boy, Junior, and Junior was so sweet, and he was clinging to me, and he was scared. I think he was scared because he couldn't swim. And I remember I took him out there and I got him to trust me, and trust enough to where I could get him to lie down flat, and I had my arms underneath him. I'm not going to let you, he didn't speak English, but I'm not going to let you go. And lowering him into that water and gradually lessening the support that my hands were giving him, and to the point where I could really let go, and he was floating by himself. I'm not sure he realized exactly what was going on. He was experiencing buoyancy for the first time in his life. And you've always heard the phrase, grinning from ear to ear. Well, I promise you, from one ear to the other, it was this gorgeous smile, and it just wouldn't stop. And it was just sheer, pure, unadulterated joy on his face. And I will never, ever forget that. That's my favorite moment.